everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of the Lacrosse Rundown. It is Tuesday night. It's 8 o'clock. It's ESPN's Jay Alter, and it's me, Charlotte North. But today, we have a special episode because I currently, as you all are watching this episode, will be in China playing lacrosse with Team USA at the World Games. But we wanted to give you guys a rundown of what this event is, what you guys should look out for, and how exciting it is that there is one of the biggest events, not just in lacrosse, but in the world of sports going on right now across the globe. 8-hour flight, a 15-hour flight later, we're all together in China. But we've got games coming up this week, and we want to give you guys the rundown.
Well, Charlotte, this is incredible because I feel like this is the most underrated event in all of sports because it's basically a mini Olympics, right?
It is.
I mean, 34 different sports, like you just said. We get to see lacrosse on the world stage. And I think one, thing that makes it difficult to follow is there's so many different styles of lacrosse, like we've talked about. A lot of people could be watching this thinking, I thought Charlotte just won the gold medal. And she did, but that was for a separate world tournament, right?
Yep.
The Pan Am Games. And now it's the World Games over in China, and it's a different style of lacrosse. It's sixes, which was used in the WLL inaugural championship series last February. So we're going to get into all of it. We're going to talk sixes. We're going to talk World Games. I'm really excited about it because I think this is another great opportunity to see the sport at its highest level because, Charlotte, just making this roster, 10 field players, 2 goalies, you're taking all the greatest players in the United States and whittling it down to just 12 players for this sixes style, which is, I describe it as a mix of hockey meets basketball meets lacrosse.
Yes. Yeah, the scheme and the pace of all those sports mix into the sixes style of lacrosse. For those of you who are longtime members of our Lacrosse Rundown community, you know the sixes discipline because you watched the WLL, you watched championship series, you saw the best players in the professional game play the sixes style of lacrosse, and it was high scoring, it was fast, it was fun. There were defenders playing offense, there were attackers playing defense. You saw a little bit of everything. You saw goalies going to cage and scoring. It was so much fun because of how fast paced it is. And this team has been a long time in the making, more than you may think, because a lot of people haven't seen the behind the scenes process of the tryouts and the training camps that we've had. We've actually competed. We competed at the USA International Experience a year ago. In Indianapolis, and we competed against Puerto Rico, Great Britain, and a couple of other teams. But we have been throughout the training process with the best coaching staff, Lindsay Monday and Michelle Tumalo, and we've all been learning so much. That's been the coolest part is we're learning about the discipline. And then, of course, we had the WLL Championship Series where we learned even more. Of course, we weren't together as our USA team, but we all learned by watching, by playing. And I think, you're going to see a lot of that same style of fast-paced sixes lacrosse, but you're also going to see it evolve a little bit because everybody's been playing it just a little bit longer.
So you've competed for over a year just to make this team. Take us kind of behind the scenes on the tryout, because to me, this is the hardest thing to do in all of lacrosse is just make the roster because it's so much talent, so much competition. So what is that like, and how do you separate yourselves in this sixes format?
It's difficult. You gotta remember, the fundamentals of the game, but you also have to think about the discipline in a little bit of a different way. You've got to get back on defense quickly. When the ball goes out of bounds on a shot, you're not chasing it behind to try to get the backup. It's out of bounds. It's similar to basketball. When the ball goes out, the ball goes out. It's whoever last touched it, you're going the other way. So you've got to be able to play at that pace. And then also you got to be able to do everything. This is why I love sixes, because for the younger kids out there who are just starting to play lacrosse, I think the best way to do it is to get thrown into sixes because you're playing in a 5-on-5 and you've got to go up and back. The field is shorter. It's only 75 yards as opposed to that 120 yard, field that we're used to seeing in the game of lacrosse in a 10v10 or a 12v12. But you got to be able to go up and back and play everything. There are no draw controls after goals are scored. The goalie picks the ball up out of the back of the net and clears it the other way, kind of like an inbounds ball in basketball. You're automatically going the other way. So the draw is eliminated in a sense. Jay, I know you recommended this. We saw it at the WLL, but there's only 4 draws at the start of each quarter.
Yeah, and this is the style, I think, that just brings out the best in the sport. And I don't think it's a coincidence that this is what they're playing for the World Games, and this is the style they're going to play in 2028. We're 3 years away, Charlotte. Can you believe it? 3 years away from Los Angeles Olympics, where lacrosse will be played for the first time in 100 years, and on the women's side, the first time ever. So I think you're getting a sneak preview. And Charlotte, I'm sure it's in the back of your head somewhere. I know you're super focused on the competition, but what a great audition for these 12 players to say, hey, we want to be part of that inaugural Olympic team and make history for Team USA.
Yeah, and I think, you look back at when we first learned about sixes and everyone started trying it out. They're obviously for the original lacrosse fans, in your heart, you hold the field game really close to you. So most people met this sixes discipline with a little bit of, well, is it going to be similar? We love lacrosse as it is. What elements is it going to change about the sport? But as we've continued to play it, to watch it, to learn about it, everybody has grown to love it more and more each time. And I think you saw that this year in the WLL Championship Series and all the other events that are going on around the country, whether it's for the club game and the high schoolers or it's youth tournaments that are sixes format. I mean, everybody is just growing to love it. So I think every year from here on out, you're going to see it continue to get more exciting. I mean, think about the game of basketball and the game of hockey and how much they evolved in their early stages. Obviously, we have a foundation for our sport of lacrosse, but this format of sixes, it just allows for a lot of different aspects of the game. But one thing remains constant. You've got to have really high IQ. You've got to be a threat to score from pretty much anywhere on the offensive end because you got to score quickly. And then you've got to be able to play both sides of the ball and have really good stick work, really good fitness levels, and just be really smart in terms of controlling the pace of the game. I think that's something that we've learned as well. But I cannot wait. I think this is going to be a fun format for lacrosse fans to either watch for the first time if you've never seen the sport of lacrosse, or if you have, a beginner level of knowledge, this is the perfect event to watch.
So you're in Pool B. We're showing it right now. Australia, Ireland, Czech, and United States. We are so excited. I mean, it's only a couple of days away. We're recording this before you head to China, but by the time this airs, we're going to be August 7th is when the first games start. I know it's one game at a time, but in the sport of lacrosse, we kind of know it's going to typically, unless a crazy upset happens, comes down to the United States and Canada typically on both the men's and the women's side. The last time the World Games were played in Birmingham, Alabama, Canada won gold against the United States. So obviously the gold medal on everyone's mind. You'd love a second chance to beat Canada this time around in China.
Yeah, I think, from the moment that we, met as a team, the coaches, have set the standard of what our goals are. And every single time we've been in a training camp and every practice that we've had and training session has been with those goals in mind. And I think everybody's been working their tail off all summer long to be ready and to bring our best. And, it's going to take every single person on the team. We have such a tremendous organization at USA Lacrosse. I mean, I mentioned the coaching staff. It is insane that we get to be coached by them and play for them. And then, the roster, it's just unbelievable that I get a chance to play for the United States with the players on that roster. It's just unbelievable. I really, really pinch myself sometimes when I'm, up early in the morning training and then thinking about what's to come. I mean, that is the dream. But to play against these opponents in pool play is going to be incredible. I mean, Australia, you got Hannah Nielsen, the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines. She will be playing on their sixes roster.
That's so awesome.
it's just the talent level across the board continues to grow. We saw it at the Pan American Games that we talked about earlier this summer when we were playing in the field discipline in the qualifier for the World Cup that will be next summer. But in the sixes discipline, there's just as much, if not more talent, and it'll be showcased in all the pools across the board. But to be in this pool is pretty special.
Yeah, to me, to kind of put a bow on sixes in the World Games, it takes the best elements of the sport and amplifies it. I think shortening that field, faster shot clock, and then I think most importantly, the talent level, right? Because I think if you were playing this format at the youth level, you'd see, with more possessions, there could be more mistakes and sloppy play. But because you're playing it at the highest level, it looks so clean. It looks so crisp. To me, it's the best showcase of what the sport is at its highest level. I'm curious, Charlotte, going over to China, you mentioned lacrosse is just one of 34 sports. Yeah. You're going to be super busy with games, but is there a sport or two that you're going to try and sneak out and see while you're over there and kind of make the most of the entire experience, or do you have to just lock into 100% lax?
it is really cool. If you guys haven't seen the World Games before, it is so cool to see the other sports that are in this event. And it's the same thing in the Olympics, but to see something, just to name a few, we have flag football. That's something I've always been excited to watch.
I can see you being great at flag football.
I would love to have a little scrimmage going. Maybe after the World Games are over. Flag football is tons of fun. There's handball, there's karate, there's kickboxing. There's dance. There's definitely break dancing. There's power. There's water sports. So there's power boating. I saw a picture of the venue where the water sports will be. That would be pretty cool to watch. There's power lifting, a few roller sports as well, freestyle and speed skating. Baseball and softball will be there as well. And then tug of war. Tug of war as a sport in the World Games. Yeah.
Hold on. I need your team because you got Izzy Skane. You got some beasts.
Yeah.
I want to see what sport would win tug of war if you did hopefully the tug of war team, but
we've definitely done it at a training camp before. I can assure you we've done it a few years back, but how cool would it be? Like you're tied, you're going into overtime instead of a Braveheart, you go into a tug of war match.
Why isn't tug of war an Olympic sport? Because think about every field day you've ever seen. Which
I know, right?
To me, that gold medal match for tug of war would be so thrilling.
I want to know how they prepare their hands and like the equipment that they wear, because I'm thinking about how like in lacrosse when you tape your stick and you've shot 1,000 balls a day, you rip up your hands and you get like crazy blisters. I would love to know how they prepare after a week long of competing. Because again, these athletes, these 34 sports, over 6,000, I think, athletes will be there. You're competing all week. You're not just there to play in a couple of matches. You're there all week competing. So, by the end, by the medal games, everybody is, pulling everything they have out of them to try to win gold.
If the schedules work out, I know you can't make any promises because we don't know the schedules. Could you please get to the tug of war at least once and record it for us here at the Lacrosse Rundown?
I'll try my best.
That would be epic.
Really, really cool.
Have you ever been to China? Is this going to be a first time to China?
It'll be a first. I've never been to Asia. I'm really excited. Wow. We're flying to LA first. We have a little bit of a training camp.
Oh, that's right. We touched on this with Marie McCool, and I said you guys were going to go. Not snowboarding.
Surfing.
Surfing. Yeah, surfing.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned. We'll see about that. But then we take our flight from LA over there, and it'll be a long one, 15 hours, I think, but first time ever.
Is the whole team flying together?
Yeah.
I feel like a 15-hour flight, you never want to waste a second. Great opportunity for some team bonding.
For 15 hours straight, hopefully we get a little bit of sleep. I heard the time change, you got to really adjust, but hopefully we sleep a little bit. But I'm always down for some team bonding.
Yeah. Do you get to pick who you get to sit next to?
I don't think so. Usually on our flights, sometimes it's alphabetical, sometimes it's random. who knows? But we'll be walking up and down the aisles trying to hang out.
That's so awesome. I'm very jealous. I wish I was going with you. I have also never been to China. I feel like you got Marie McCool. We were talking about it. Like she's the foodie of the group. Like
I know that I'm excited for the food. I'm excited to see what it's all about and see the sights.
And we're excited to hear about it. So you're going to be over there through August 17th, I believe. It goes from the 7th to the 17th.
We get back. I'm not sure exactly which day we get back, but yeah, the competitions, all competitions across all sports end on the 17th.
Yeah, it's an incredible. It's a mini Olympics. I mean, this is what it's going to be like. We take a look at the roster one more time. This is what it's going to be like 3 years from now in Los Angeles. And I did see it's this week.
Yes.
It's that the Olympics will be going on 3 years from now in LA with lacrosse on the women's side featuring for the first time. When you take a look at this roster, one thing that really stood out to both of us, no defenders. Mm-hmm. So you've got out of your 10 field players, you have the 2 goalies, obviously. It's all either attack or midfielders. So obviously you're going to have to play just as much defense as you are offense. Like, does everyone just need to raise their defensive game? How does this work?
Yeah, I mean, we've been working on it, and I think that's the cool part about Sixes is, everybody is at the peak of athleticism in lacrosse on this stage. Anybody who's participating in the World Games for lacrosse, they're, in prime athletic condition. So to be able to play both, it's a challenge, but you got to be able to do it. And, we're, as an attacker, we are very lucky to have incredible coaches that give us the confidence and belief in ourselves and the knowledge that we need to be able to play both sides. And then these midfielders, I mean, you look at Ali Mastriani, Marie McCool, Cassidy Weeks.
Yes.
I mean, Allie Kennedy. They are the Mount Rushmore of midfielders.
All four of them.
I would add Taylor Cummings in there. I'd probably add a few more. But if you want to talk about the players that can do both sides of the ball to the best of anyone's ability and to be able to maintain the stamina and the bursts of speed as they run midi shifts for, 5, 6, 7 minutes. I mean, it's just insane to watch these midfielders do what they do. And they're helping us out on defense. And that's something that we feel grateful and lucky for. But it's going to be a team game, and we're going to try our best to put together the best unit on the field, whether we're on offense, whether we're on defense, whether we're pushing transition and we're trying to, play with a pace that is favorable to us. We're going to do whatever it takes to win. But I mean, these are some midfielders that they will run until there is no more daylight.
When I think of the midfield in the sport of lacrosse, I equate it to the engine of a car. It's like your midfield's your engine. So you got 2 Allies, Marie and Cassidy Weeks. And you don't need to fill up for gas. You don't need an oil change. I mean, that engine's going to go the entire way. And also, when I was thinking about that, what have we heard about Chloe Humphrey from all her coaches at North Carolina? Is it she doesn't have an empty? I mean, that they thought the device that tracked her mileage in practice was broken. So you'd think Sixes would be a really good format for Chloe. We've never seen her at this level in this format, right? So I'm really excited to see that. And then the goalie play with Taylor Moreno and Shea Dolce in cage. So it really is. I think this is the most loaded roster I've ever seen in the history of the sport, which is awesome. No pressure, but if you don't win gold, that'll be really disappointing.
We're going to have fun. I mean, truly, it's just like a pinch me moment, just being able to get on a flight with my teammates and go play an international competition. That is an opportunity that you do not take for granted, especially when it's a team of this size. You know how lucky you are to be in one of those seats and to get to go play for the USA and hopefully try to go get the job done. But we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to see all the things to see. And, it's going to be a pretty cool week for the world of sports on the whole.
We can't wait to hear about it when you're back from China, right here on the Lacrosse Rundown.
Oh,
you get to hear it first. And if you got questions while the World Games are going on, pop it in the comments. Let us know. And we can't wait to break it all down when Charlotte's back. hopefully with that gold medal around her neck.
Yeah, we'll see. And I will leave in the comment section for you guys a link of how to watch not just lacrosse, but any of the sports. If you'd like to watch tug of war or flag football, in addition to watching your lacrosse, you'll be able to watch on the stream. So we will make sure to link that in the comment section for you guys. But until next time, I can't wait to break it down with you guys afterwards. I hope you guys are excited for this. This is kind of the end of summer lacrosse on the international stage. I know we got some more professional stuff going on, but this is going to be really exciting.